Hello Internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow. Let's talk about Mob Psycho. Starting this episode off, we really have to talk about like a few things like in tandem. And starting off the whole Retsu thing of him of like their brother relationship, because again I kind of want to leave the bigger stuff for the end. So in this case, let's talk about Retsu and Mob. For Retsu's case, in this episode, it does start off like with Mob actually confronting Retsu and him actually saying that he's happy that Retsu actually gained his psychic powers and that, of course, he admires his brother and stuff like that. And honestly, Mob really doesn't. Mob kind of comes off very different from how his brother actually kind of perceives him. Because again, in this episode, Retsu kind of says that that he's been afraid of Mob ever since they were little, since he saved him from those high schoolers and hurt him, and that he's only wanted psychic powers to have a way to defend himself against his brother, and that he was even afraid to even argue with him because again Mob's powers are so connected to his emotions. But the interesting thing about that is that it's more or less like Retsu kind of really doesn't really know his brother all that much, because even though they never had an argument in their life, it's more or less like Mob never really kind of even is more or less like Mob doesn't even understand, or at least like that he has no interest in really arguing with his brother, because again he kind of comes off as pretty passive, and unless it's something that has to do with his powers. So yeah, I can't understand like that's their relationship and him actually being afraid of his brother. But at the same time though, Mob kind of has always been nice and understanding to Retsu. So I don't even know why he even feels that. But then again, it does kind of come across as that the best way to put it, or at least like the best way that I can interpret it, is like when Retsu said we have to throw our powers at one another, because again it's more or less like he's just saying okay, now we both have the same thing, so now we can have a more relatable relationship now. So I guess that's kind of what he's saying. Well, I maybe could be reaching, but you know. However, we do kind of run into this nameless goon who comes from this organization called Claw. Now, I'm kind of leaping ahead here, but Claw is a crazy organization that kidnaps psychics or psychic children and brainwash them so that they can be in their army. Now, that's cool and all, but they also kind of let it slip though, or at least I believe Teru said that they know how to. That they're one of the facilities that actually know how to unlock psychic abilities, because again all these other organizations they arose everywhere, but they're kind of shit, you know, which is probably the reason why they went after Retsu. So that is something. Other than that though, this thug, like this episode earned its battle, because out of every single like episode that kind of has been going on, from the first episode to the second, to Mob going up against Teru and so on and so forth, and this whole thing with Retsu using his powers meant to beat up regular people, this is the second Esper battle in the series, and shit happened in this episode that actually kind of hurt the heart a little bit. Meaning, like going from the whole thing of when you see Mob getting beat down, like when he's purposely trying to use his powers and subconsciously said, yes, this is different. This guy's trying to kidnap my brother. I can't allow that. You can't have my brother. So it was kind of disheartening to actually watch him get beat down like that. But even in the process of that though, we also learned that Mob it seems though is that even though he may not be Saitama, it seems as though is that he like that his title as the strongest Esper in this series, like that is not a joke, especially since it's like his abilities, his psychic abilities are so prominent to whereas that he can turn, was that teleporting and turning himself, man, like moving so fast that he's in a meteorite, he's a meteorite or some shit like that, and slamming this guy into the ground and taking all of his attacks and shit. Honestly, it's more or less like Mob has the raw destructive power that almost too many psychics really pine that they pine to have, but they have no mastery of it. I mean, even his telekinetic powers are top notch at that. But honestly, going down to the whole thing of him losing this battle, it really wasn't the fact of Mob losing this battle because he wasn't strong enough or because he wasn't smart enough. It's more or less like it came through to experience. Because again, you're fighting somebody who has things that you kind of don't necessarily expect, and it's more or less like, okay, you just want to just destroy this guy. Now, also even with that though, it's like what is Mob going to do now? Because Retsu's gone. He only has Teru to kind of fall back on as an ally. Well, him and Dimple, and they're trying to talk a little bit about what this weird ass claw organization is. But from what the next episode kind of comes across is well, whatever the fuck this organization is doing, I really hope that they don't take over the mind of Retsu, because if they do, that shit gonna be bad. But till then, that is what I gotta say about that. I'll see you next time on the next Jongravesshow. Keep watching anime, keep playing video games. See you next time. I'm out. Hello, internet. Hopefully you loved that video, and pretty much you do feel the same way that I do about it, because if you agree with me or you pretty much disagree, please leave me a comment, follow me up on my other social media, like Twitter and all the rest of the other stuff, which I'll kind of have to get back into. But also, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and share this video with some of your friends. Till then though, please click over right over here or over there, and you can go ahead and check out my latest video. So, see you.